Hey, what's going on, Bull Runners? Welcome back to the channel. Ryan Huggins here. We've got a lot to uncover today. Imagine waking up to find a fake video of a CEO promising you free XRP only to lose everything, or missing out on a massive $6.4 billion deal that could shake up the market. These scams and game-changing moves are happening right now in crypto, and if you don't stay informed, you could be left behind, or worse, get scammed. And we've got to talk about Trump Media closing their crypto.com deal. Hyperliquid's Hype token is now going to NASDAQ. And we'll dive deeper into this Brad Garlinghouse scam that was going around that David Schwartz was able to help prevent. Plus, we will be jumping into the XRP charts. We're going to be looking at the most important levels of support and resistance that you need to know about right now. Plus, we will be taking a look at the long-term and short-term momentum waves and so much more in today's video. So if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day doing crypto research, well, that's what we do for you on this channel. Make sure you subscribe right now. And if you are still feeling bullish about this current bull run, let me know by commenting 777 down below. First things first, let's head over to CoinMarketCap. We're going to check out the overall health of the crypto market today. We are currently trading at $3.79 trillion and only $85 billion worth of trading in the last 24 hours, which is down significantly. Fear and greed index is hovering on the fear/neutral zone right now, sitting at 41. Altcoin season index continues to hover above 50, which is nice because we've technically hit into potential altcoin season, 53 out of 100. Bitcoin dominance has dropped below 58% again, coming in at 57.9%. Bitcoin ETF inflows last week was a mixed bag of up and down. The final day, minus 160 million. The day before, minus 222 million. Wrapping up the full week, though, at a positive inflow of $253 million to the ETF. Ethereum ETFs, however, not doing so well. In fact, ending the week, minus $432 million worth of inflows, ending the week total at minus $766 million worth of outflows, which is a bummer because last week we had over $1 billion worth of inflows. Will this negative volume to the downside continue to next week? Make sure you stick around, subscribe, smash that like button if you're getting value from the content. Top 6 cryptos by total market cap. Bitcoin number 1 at 110,000. Ethereum number 2 at 42.55. Tether at number 3 at $1. Number 4 XRP at 279. BNB at number 5 at 858. And Solana at number 6 at $199. Before we head into the headlines, we got to check out the red folder news in the financial markets. Last week, we took an absolute beating in the jobs categories. We had a forecast of 7.38 million jobs created. It only came in at 7.18. And even worse than that, non-farm employment came in instead of 73,000 jobs, only 54,000 jobs. So employers are hiring less. And on top of that, people are starting to quit their jobs more. As we can see here, forecasted for unemployment claims, only 230,000 came in higher at 237. So we had a double negative scenario last week when it comes to the jobs, which we saw a response to that in the markets. As we take a look at the NASDAQ here on Friday, as soon as the market opened with that information coming out, the market absolutely tanked to the downside. However, it did start to recover nicely throughout the rest of the day. So we'll continue to follow this for next week. There is some good news here. When you look at the long-term daily bullish trend, it is still running bullish. Short-term momentum just cracked up to the upside, and midterm momentum is ready to rock to the upside as well. So we'll keep you updated on that as well. Crypto also suffering from that news. As we can see right here, Bitcoin on Friday, as soon as the market opened with that bad news, it went from 113,289 all the way down to 110,000. So basically a $3,000 loss in the Bitcoin markets just on that 1 hour of news. XRP also taking a hit, actually bouncing off of our trend line at that exact time as well from that symmetrical triangle. We'll talk about the charts at the end, going from $2.87 all the way down to $2.79. XRP did try to rally back, unfortunately did fail, and over the weekend we've continued to sell off. Then we had the non-farm employment change come out from 75,000 forecasted to 22,000. Now you may be saying, well, what the heck is the difference? Why is there two different non-farm employments? Well, this is the ADP one. This is where ADP, the company that does payroll, actually reaches out to companies, runs a survey, and finds out how many jobs were added. The non-farm employment change one is where they actually contact employees and ask how many jobs have you been doing over the last couple of weeks. And unfortunately, both of those numbers did come out to the negative. Interestingly enough, the unemployment rate still maintains at 4.3%. A look ahead to next week, we're going to have the PPI, which is the producer price index, and then we're going to have the consumer price index. So we'll have some information on what people are feeling as far as inflation coming out next week. Unemployment claims that come out every week. We'll see if we can finally have a positive number there. And then the following week is the week that we're really waiting for. This is the most important week for all of the markets. The federal funds rate will be announced. There is a potential rate cut of 25 basis points, even a potential now people are talking about 50 basis points. So really the timing of this news on the job is not so bad, because of the fact that that could kick in the interest rate reduction that everyone has been talking about needing for the economy. Heading over to X to find out the breaking news that's happening in the financial markets. Darth Powell, who comes out with some very powerful stuff, can be negative and positive, but he says here, so you guys realize that low inflation over the last 40 years was due to outsourcing American jobs to deflate American wages and manipulation of the data. Well, at this point right now, there's a couple of things happening in the jobs market. Number one, obviously, the outsourcing of American jobs has been cut back because of the immigration scenario that's going on nationwide. On top of that, we know that the Trump administration is actually trying to shrink the government. What that means is reducing the number of employees that are on the payroll of the government, which during the Biden administration, they overwhelmingly just hired and hired and hired people for government jobs and paid them out, making the economy look strong, making the job markets look strong. But however, regular people weren't actually getting jobs. These were people hired into government jobs. Some of them, as you know, don't do anything. And this manipulation of data, that's what they use to justify falling interest rates to artificially inflate asset prices. It's literally a self-reinforcing mechanism. They outsource jobs, American wages fall, inflation falls due to lower wages, unemployment rises, so they reduce the rates to inflate asset prices. So it is a crazy flywheel out there. As you know, they say the rich keep getting richer. That's why you should be holding assets, whether it's Bitcoin, XRP, housing, gold, silver, things that actually go up in value over time. As Nick always says, the dollar is losing a value, and that is a fact. More jobs information, excluding healthcare, the United States economy has lost more than 140,000 jobs in just the last 4 months. And more on the jobs, it gets worse. All job gains were part-time jobs as well. So full-time jobs actually ended up losing 357,000 jobs, while part-time jobs increased by 597,000. He goes on to say it gets even worse. Native-born workers plunged by 561,000, the biggest one-month drop since August of 2024. Foreign-born workers increased by 50,000, the first increase since March. Just in, Bank of America says the U.S. dollar is overvalued, but could become undervalued next year. I also saw this was really cool right here. If you win tomorrow's lottery, $1.7 billion, it's the third largest in history and growing. Here are 5 things to do ASAP. Don't sign the ticket. Claim anonymously with a trust. This way you don't have to have a job anymore. We're talking negative about jobs today. Why don't you just go win the lotto? Don't tell anyone, and don't be a victim of robbery or death. Hire these 8 experts fast. Here are the 8 experts. You need a lawyer, a tax attorney, a financial advisor, a CPA accountant, cybersecurity firm, estate planning attorney, wealth management firm, and personal security and bodyguards. So good luck to all of you out there playing the Powerball. I hope you win. Now, the job numbers continued to get bad. The United States just revised the June jobs report lower for a second time, which actually ended up being a minus 160,000 job revision. Now the U.S. has officially lost 13,000 jobs in June, the first negative month since July of 2021. So let's talk some positive Trump news here. Trump Media said that it would purchase $684 million Crow tokens as part of a deal with the exchange following a joint venture to create crypto treasury. In a Friday announcement, Trump Media said that it would buy tokens at the price of approximately 15 cents, bringing the total initial purchase to nearly 105 million, and the transaction will be carried out as an equal exchange of stock and cash between companies. The Trump Media shares and the Crow tokens exchanged in the deal will be subject to a lockup period, though the company did not specify how long that would be. You would definitely need to know when this lockup period ends, because depending on the timing of that, there is a potential of profit taking from both companies. Is Crypto.com still considering going public? In a Tuesday interview, they said that it has the numbers to do a public listing in the United States, but had not reached a decision. According to the CEO, Crypto.com had $1.5 billion in revenue in 2024, speculating that 2025 could be even more profitable. And Crypto.com does still hold the naming rights from Staples Center in Los Angeles, rebranded to the Crypto.com Arena in 2021. Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, had a deep fake made out of him in a scam that was created, and David Schwartz came to the rescue. David Schwartz flagged an impersonation scam involving Brad Garlinghouse. An ex-user tweeted a scam video of Brad highlighting the future plans of XRP. So Hum News posts breaking Brad G's vision for the future, and there's a video going on. And luckily, right immediately under it, David Schwartz has posted a meme here, scam alert. Schwartz was quick to call out the scam, responding to the tweet with the GIF image that bore scam alert, warning the XRP community as a result. Scammers often digitally manipulate videos to produce deepfakes, with the video in the context utilizing the likeness of Ripple CEO to promote a fraudulent website. Deepfakes are often difficult to identify and obviously getting way better now because AI, and may not be discerned by unsuspecting users, hence contributing to the spread of misinformation, crypto scams, and other fraudulent acts. So be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. That is also why we did create Altcoin Pro University. We'll get into this Hyperliquid article here in just a second. But when you go to Altcoin Pro University, by the way, the link is down in the description. We have an amazing community, over 967 members worldwide, by the way. So if you ever want to interact with people on a global scale when it comes to crypto. But what I'm talking about here is actually our classroom. We have amazing classes on what to do inside of crypto, how to use crypto, how to secure your crypto is what I want to get at right now. We have an ironclad crypto security strategy course that has tons of information in here, going through everything from the basics of crypto wallets to extreme creating your own network. We even have a class right here, avoiding cryptocurrency scams and how to spot them. But on top of that, we have incredible market analysts. Curious Jay here is one of our top guys, came out with this amazing article for Hyperliquid. For those of you guys that don't know, Hyperliquid Strategies is taking the HYPE token to Wall Street through a NASDAQ listing. The merger creates HYPE Strategy, or HYPS, using HYPE tokens as the anchor asset, a first of its kind token linked to public company. Now, as you know, we've been talking about HYPE from before it got airdropped. We were involved in the airdrop, and we knew it was going to be a token that's something to watch for 2025, and it sure has been. So what are the details of this scenario? Rorschach, HYPE contributors will own 466 million shares, about 57% of the cap table. HyperStrategy listing will be about 774 million shares, plus 41 million warrants. PIPE financing will add 824 million in cash for 243 million shares, and $1.58 billion worth of HYPE tokens will be contributed up front. So when and if the SEC S4 filing approval goes through, remember, they are also going after an ETF, it will unlock the ability to stake hundreds of millions more in HYPE, a lot of potential buy pressure. Some thoughts from our top analysts. This marks a watershed moment, a crypto native token balance sheet becoming a publicly traded equity with full market liquidity. Control rests with HYPE holders, making this not just a listing, but a power shift of tokens onto Wall Street. Hyperliquid remains to be the dominant narratives this cycle, positive ROI with revenue generating business, which does buybacks in their own token of HYPE, DATs, top DeFi protocol, so on and so forth. So if you like deep dive fundamental analysis, make sure you head to the link down in the description. Get started today. Bullrunners.com can get you started as well. Also, one of our most favorite spots in our community is the altcoin picks. We do altcoin picks frequently. You can get in there, check them out. We just spotted an amazing token 8 days ago called Cards, if you're not familiar. 8 days ago, this came out. When we spotted it, it had $5.5 million market cap. Head over to Dex Screener. We'll take a look at the contract address, search for Cards, and we'll take a look inside of here. So as you can see, when I was getting this video ready, we had a run up from where we called it out down here at 5.5 million. It ran all the way up to 117 million, which was a 1200% return. So if you're someone who likes altcoins, come check it out. If you're into DeFi yield, you want to earn some yield on your existing tokens, we've got an entire section on that as well. And maybe you like free tokens. How about some airdrops. All right, let's jump into XRP in the charts now and take a look. We did break down below the symmetrical triangle that is starting to form for XRP. We've tried to break back through this bottom level several times here over the past couple of days. Now, we do have something that's really exciting coming up on the 9th of September. There is a new full moon, and I know that a lot of you guys believe in this indicator and the fact that it does work. So as we have a look, right now we are also on one of our spider lines that is currently holding as a support. Now, the great thing is once we do turn back on the bullish momentum, a run back up to 355 is definitely realistic. Since the last new moon came out, price has dropped over that time. It actually came out to a 12% drop, 37 cents to the downside. We do have a new full moon kicking off on September 9th, so we'll continue to pay attention to that. We've got a great consolidation happening with the potential of run to the upside. Now, when we take a look at our long-term momentum waves here, though, we are still under the bullish bearish line. We are red. It is bearish on the daily. Our short-term momentum did have a nice run to the upside, unfortunately failing to break above the 75% level. We are definitely short-term momentum bearish as well. This doesn't mean it can't turn around quickly, but right now it is not looking good. When we take a look at our 3-day chart here, this is giving us some extra hope. Both the short-term and mid-term momentum wave, the shaft trend cycle, has reset to zero and definitely is ready to pounce to the upside. Last time we had this happen, as you can see right here, price broke up from the levels of $2.10 and made the run all the way up to $3.50 during that reset to a top level 100. Looking at the weekly charts, it paints a different picture. Long-term momentum still very bullish. We have a crazy scenario that may be happening right now. Now, we're going to finish this week if we continue to maintain above this trend line of the $2.77 spider line, which would be very positive. Then we get a doji. That's a reversal style candle that we could get a move to the upside. But there is potential extreme bad blood in the water for XRP. We see our short-term momentum has triggered red. And if that continues to drop to the downside, there is actually some realistic momentum that could happen where we do drive all the way back to $2.32. That's the bearish outlook. I am an optimist, still continuing to maintain bullish. What we need to see, though, is looking at the weekly. We need to finish this week with a positive doji candle in the green. Next week, we need to start our momentum build to the upside. That's going to be the week of the full moon. We need to break back above the 10 exponential moving average on the weekly chart. Last time we did break above that level was here. It also coincided with one of our spider lines at 228. And price really drove to the upside from there. So higher time frame, long-term bullish is still there. 3-day, higher time frame, long-term bullish is still there. Daily, not there. That's where we need to see it turn back to the upside. 12-hour, also not looking good. 4-hour. It's been attempting to make that level switch a couple of times now. Unfortunately, not getting the momentum that it needs. We are currently sitting at the 2-hour 1100 exponential moving average. It is holding support at this exact moment. We'll continue to keep you updated.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers.